What's going on, everybody? Cody from MotorcycleMD. If you've been following this channel for any length of time, you probably started to notice that a lot of the content that I do is carburetor related. I'm always trying to relay some type of cool trick that I've learned in the field or a tuning tip that you could use and apply to your bike. But many of you may not know that there is an entire platform outside of YouTube where I share this type of content. In fact, for the past 8 or so years, I've been compiling courses and videos revolving around the process of cleaning carburetors, model-specific stuff. And I've been trying to build up a database of popular Honda motorcycles, from inline 4 750 Nighthawks to 900s to older style GL1500s to single car VTXs and VT750s. Very popular bikes in the motorcycle industry when it comes to Honda. So this video, more or less, is just an announcement video for another course and project that I've been working on for the past couple of months. And specifically pertaining to the Honda Valkyrie GL1500, the C model, CD, all the models that they have. I am pleased to announce that I have a brand new course for this bike specifically. Now, since this is a model specific type of announcement, I'm sure this will cut viewership in half and you're probably clicking out right now. But if you ever want to get a peek behind the scenes as to what goes on behind YouTube and the courses and stuff that I try to put out for you guys to help you with your carburetor cleans, this is really a peek behind the scenes as to what actually goes on inside these courses and how helpful they actually can be. That being said, for all of you current Valkyrie owners or maybe looking into getting such an awesome bike as they are, this one's for you. This course is designed specifically around this model. The 1997 through 2003 GL1500C, CD, CF, all of the models. There's some information about the California models here as well, but regardless, I wanted to give you guys a taste and a look behind the scenes of what this course actually has inside. Now, why would you be going in after your carb? Let's say you just bought the bike and it's been sitting for a couple of years and you can't get it started. Maybe it only runs on choke. Maybe it takes forever for it to fire up, and when it does, it seems sluggish, almost as if it's not running on all of the cylinders, or it's lacking power, or it's backfiring when you come off the throttle. There are tons of situations, some worse than others, that you can run into, and kind of like a telltale sign that the carburetors are dirty. If you've ever ridden a Valkyrie and you know what a well-oiled, well-tuned Valkyrie rides like, you know when something's up. In fact, I have a slick little video here that is an example of what a well-tuned Valkyrie should sound like and is capable of. This is an infamous test that we call the nickel trick on a Valkyrie. They are so smoothly operated and so well-tuned when they're done right that you can do this. This video was captured out of a Valkyrie Tour carburetor assembly that I did rebuild and get tuned back up for this guy. But regardless, let's go behind the scenes for a little bit. If you have a few minutes, I just want to show you guys what this course has inside and how it's going to really help you with this type of job. So to begin, let's just think of the reality of the situation. Valkyries are getting older. Factory shops typically are not working on bikes 10 years or older, which means you might be in kind of a jam of where you're able to get this bike worked on. But let's say you find a shop that will, a good shop that will. Typically on a job like this, a full carb rebuild, hopefully the tank is nice and clean, some other odds and end parts like spark plugs I would suggest doing, and let's say the vacuum operated fuel valve system needs to be replaced. Depending on the parts, you're going to run into about a $1,200 job to a $1,500 job. That's bare bones, which is pretty expensive. Now, I don't like to see awesome bikes die just because it's too expensive to fix them. That's why we designed this course. And inside of this course, what you'll find, just for starters, is the course introduction and resources. This is the section that I wanted to pack full of stuff that you would need to get this job done. For instance, tools, needs, and suggestions. This is a video of just walking you through all the tools that I'll use to do this job, what you need, what you don't need, what I would highly suggest getting when it comes to hard parts, chemicals, and that kind of stuff. And below are links to pick all of this stuff up. I'm hoping that you have most of this stuff, but some stuff you need, which is what I labeled. And we even go into the cleaning method of chemicals that you may need, like for instance this Omega Sonics cleaner. These are all linkable options. I use an ultrasonic tank to clean carburetors. That's just how I do it. It's probably the best way to do it. But buying them can be expensive depending on what your budget is, but I still want you to have the right chemical to soak the carburetors in. That's the number one most important thing. A hot bath with a nice chemical clean is what's going to set you free. And let's say you don't have an ultrasonic tank, which is totally fine. Down below, when we get into, after we've disassembled them and split them completely apart into individual carbs and we go through the cleaning process, I show you how to ensure that every tunnel, every orifice, every jet is cleaned. I show you the process of how the carburetor is even built and how they're designed and what you can do to ensure that that passage is clean to give you a 100% guaranteed clean carburetor. But let's back up. Let's say you are a little bit intimidated by the routing of the cables, the hoses. I provided documentation from the actual manual, so when it comes to putting things back together, you know how things lay out. This is ripped straight from the manual. You know how throttle cables will be run, just in case you may not have the manual, which I would suggest getting. It is an investment into this bike, and having the manual far trumps any video that you see. But in layman's terms, sometimes I like to take things and break them down so you can understand how they operate and what to be looking for. All that is packed inside of this course. So in this course, we also have the removal. This is the hardest part, really, of doing this job. Really, the hardest part is the airbox. The airbox is a pain in the butt. But once you understand how to get it out and the kind of force you need to do that, going back together is just the reverse of this. With all of the routing diagrams and vacuum line stuff, you'll be able to lay it in how it should be, and it should be a breeze. But the airbox, I will tell you, it's not easy for me, and it won't be easy for you. But I'm confident that with a video of showing you how to do it, it's going to change the game. So after we've torn the carbs down, we got to replace all of the O-rings. We don't want to do this job twice, I promise you. One and done. So replacing all of the O-rings that are necessary and certain parts and what to look for and what to inspect and what you may find, all found in here. Cleaning the carburetors obviously is the main and most important thing. We're going to polish some parts up, replace some parts, and we're going to assemble the carbs back together. We're also going to run a bench sync on these carbs so we can dial everything in so that we know that when we go back on the bike, it will run if everything is correct outside of the carburetors, and it will idle, and you can make our adjustments from there. Once we do the bench sync, syncing the carburetors, which I would recommend doing, is a whole other process. And in layman's terms, I wanted to break down this process and what it looks like, okay? I want you guys to not be overwhelmed by this. I want you to understand it completely, and that's why I wanted to make these types of videos. I give you links if you do want to go down the path of doing a proper synchronization. This is the best company product that is affordable and that you can use to even do your buddy's bike and charge them a couple bucks for it. But the carb synchronization process is the last cherry on top to make sure this bike is running how it should. I wanted to show you how to do that. So after 6 months, I am just super excited to get this carburetor course out to the masses so people can use it. I'm confident in you that with this course, the step-by-step guide, you'll be able to do exactly what you need to do and be confident in what you're doing. If you're trying to get your Valkyrie to run better and you need the carbs cleaned, this is the course for you. If you have any questions at all, feel free to email me. And again, guys, let's say you get this course, you pick it up, and you find that it is just too much and you can't do it, whatever. Money back guarantee 100% at any time, okay? I don't want you to feel like you're taking any risk, and I want to put that risk on me, okay? So 100% satisfaction guaranteed. I can give you that with a course like this. Looking forward to hearing from you and any testimonies that you may have from your beautifully running Valkyrie. See you guys around. Later.